Hey friends, कैसे आप सभी लोग? वेलकम बैक टू अनदर वीडियो। तो फ्रेंड्स, स्वागत है सभी का लेट्स टॉक क्रिकेट पार्ट 11 में, जहाँ हम बात करेंगे अ फॉरगेटफुल टूर फॉर द इंडियन क्रिकेट, बट यस, इंडिया टूर ऑफ साउथ अफ्रीका 2021-22। सो बिना किसी तरीके वीडियो के लेट्स गो इनटू द वीडियो। So, अगर हम बात करें साउथ अफ्रीका अफ्रीका इंडिया टूर ऑफ साउथ अफ्रीका की, तो देयर वर 6 मैचेस इन दैट टूर. देयर वर 3 टेस्ट्स which were played at Centurion, Johannesburg and Cape Town respectively. Then there was 3 ODIs. The first 2 ODIs were played at the Pearl, at Boland Park, and then at the Cape Town. These were the venues for the 6 matches. There were a total of 3 plus 4. 4 venues were there total for 6 matches. The South Africa had won the Test series 2-1, and South Africa won the ODI series also. They clean swept India, and they won the series 3-0. So now let's go into the Test series first. First test of South Africa tour. India playing in Centurion, where they have never won a Test match. India won the toss. They chose to bat, and India play brilliant. A brilliant opening partnership, then a good partnership, I would say, between KL Rahul and Virat Kohli. Then we have got another partnership with Ajinkya Rahane. Then we had a collapse. Yeah, we had a collapse. We were 278 for 3 at one point of time, and we were all out for 327. That was quite a big collapse. KL Rahul scored a century. Virat Kohli scored 40 odd runs. Ajinkya Rahane also missed this 50 by 5. I don't remember the exact, but he also missed this 50 by 5 to 10 runs around. If I go exactly, he had scored 48 runs of 102 balls. And Mayank Agarwal scored a good 60. He gave good support to KL Rahul. Opening partnership was very good. As usual, openers performed, and that's why India scored 300, and that's the only time India batted 6 times in that Test series, and they scored 300 in the first innings of that Test series, and they did not even score 300 once more. That was the only time when India was able to score 300. Above 300. They did not even score. I don't remember, but they did not even score 350, I think. Yeah, they managed to score 250 also once only. Okay, and above 300 also only once. So a batting disaster, I would say, in that tour. But India bowled brilliantly. They bundled out South Africa for just 197, and they had a very, very big lead of around 130 odd runs. If I'm not wrong, yes, 130 runs. Then India scored 174 and gave a target of 305. And batting in 174, not so good start, but a lot of people got start. There were few good partnerships between, I would say, yes, not quite big, but yeah, 30-40 runs partnership were there, 2 or 3 30 runs partnership, but Sweden got to giving the target of 305, and South Africa was bundled out for 191, and India won a test at Centurion for the first time. So it was like, now looks like that India will win this series also, because South Africa's team is not that experienced. Then came the second test, the disaster. India had never beaten South Africa at Centurion. Okay, and South African had also not lost a test on Centurion from a pretty big time. I don't remember exact, but they had not lost a test at Centurion from quite a long. And South Africa had never had not beaten India at Johannesburg. I mean, India had not won a test series in South Africa ever, but South Africa had never beaten India in Johannesburg. So there would have been very less times where South Africa could have given a whitewash to India. It did not happen that often. But that record also broke and South Africa defeated India at Johannesburg. India won the toss and Virat Kohli was not playing, so Hanuma Vihari got a chance. They had to bat first and again disaster. It was a good opening partnership, I would say. I mean, it was a good 35 runs odd. But then Mankar got out, then Pujara's form and Rahane's form continued. Both bad form continued. Then a good partnership, but Hanuma Vihari got out. KL Rahul again scored a 50 but got out early, couldn't convert. Rishabh Pant got a start but couldn't convert. Ravichandran Ashwin, he played nice. A valuable 45 runs, I would say. Very valuable 45 runs he scored. But then he also got out. And then again, it was like a collapse for India. India bowled very brilliantly. They only gave a 27 runs lead thanks to Shardul Thakur's 7-wicket haul. Yeah, Shardul Thakur took a 7-wicket haul. That's amazing. That's absolutely tremendous. And at one point of time, when India's innings started, they were trailing by 27. At one point, they were 44 for 2, man. At one point, they were 155 for 2. Ajinkya Rahane and Jitesh Pujara. Whenever there is a question on them, they perform. It was like, will they get a chance in this third test if India lose this test? If they do not perform, and they performed. Both scored 50 plus, but couldn't convert at the end. There was a very long partnership. India were 155 for 3, but then 163 for 4, 167 for 5, 184 for 6, then a partnership, but again a collapse. And that's what happens when India. One good partnership, then a collapse, then few partnerships, but a collapse. We have not seen a partnership of 150 or 200 runs by Indian batsmen in Test cricket in recent times. Because when you have to score around 300, 350 runs, you have to have a partnership. I remember in the Oval, I remember the fourth Test match, India versus England, where India had scored 466 in the second innings. Yeah, 466 at Oval in the second innings against Chris Wokes, James Anderson, Mark Wood, Ollie Robinson, Moeen Ali. That was a very, fiery bowling lineup. But because Rohit Sharma and Cheteshwar Pujara stretched a 150, 170, 150 to 175 runs stand, that helped India reach. Then there was a partnership between Shardul Thakur and Rishabh Pant also. So if you want to score above 300, 350 consistently, you have to have partnerships of 100, 125, 150 if you want to reach a big score. But it did not happen. We had a partnership of 100, but that was not enough, and India gave a target of 230 runs, which I think was not easy. And this time I would say that India bowlers could have done better because, look, 240 is not easy to chase at Johannesburg on day 4 and day 5. That is a fact I am saying. But South Africa chased it with each thanks to Dean Elgar, who missed the 100. But again, we'll say that nobody's form was going except of Dean Elgar. But I would say that all these starts, 5 batsmen did batted for South Africa in that second innings, and all scored above 20. Yeah, that's a fact. Aiden Markram scored 30 above. Keegan Peterson scored 30. Rassie van der Dusen scored 40. A very good partnership with Dean Elgar, because you had just got the wicket of Keegan Peterson and then you survived the nervy period of day 3. Then you survived day 4 also. There was rain on day 4. We got around 1.5 hour of play was there, and South Africa finished it in that time. And the series was tied. Now it comes to the third test match, but I will not talk much. But again, India's batting was a disaster. Virat Kohli back, but no much change. Virat Kohli batted brilliantly, I would say. He missed on 100 again. He missed on 100. But the temperament, the patience, the The intent he showed was amazing. He scored 79 and was a lone warrior. Again, there were few partnerships, but not a big one like 100 runs or 125 runs partnership in that innings. And India was bundled out for 223. Then India bowlers again performed. And Keegan Peterson, he performed brilliantly in that match. Thanks to a 5 from Bumrah that India got a 13 runs lead. But the fact was that Kohli again showed intent. But the way he got out was awful. He again chased the ball on fifth stump. I'm not saying that it is his fault, but he's getting out for that. In that way, I think the third or fourth time on that tour, he had played four times. One time again, he had reached the fifth stump ball against Lungi Engedi. Also, he got out like that. Marco Jansen's ball was going outside, so I'll not consider. So three times you are getting out, chasing a ball on the fourth and fifth stump, which is a worry. But he showed temperament. He scored 29 on 143. But the thing is, your wicketkeeper batsman that plays on the sixth number has scored a century. Okay, but except of that, the whole he has been not out. Okay, so the 10 players except of that have only managed to score 98 runs, out of which 30 are scored by another batsman. So if we actually talk, if we remove Virat Kohli and Rishabh Pant, out of 198, 130 runs are scored. So only 68 runs were scored by the rest of the players, and that is really, surprising. And it was all about South Africa. Then they chased it with ease. Keegan Peterson again starts to Dean Elgar, start to Rassie van der Dusen, start to Themba, but nothing happened. I will talk about the ODI series in a quick way because first match was nothing but India's inexperienced in defensive bowling, I would say, because that partnership of Rassie van der Dusen and Themba Bavuma was not to be given. You cannot allow a 200 partnership happen by a batsman playing on a 4 number and playing on 5 number in the middle overs. India was only able to take 1 or 2 wickets in the 11 to 40 overs period, and whereas South Africa took around, India were in a good position till Shikhar Dhawan got out, but then they took a lot of wickets. I don't remember exact, but they took 6 wickets in the period from 11 to 40. It was second ODI. Again, I would say India's bowling was not up to the mark. This time, I would say India's batting was not that bad. 288 was defendable. Players got starts. Rishabh Pant could have shown more patience. Shikhar Dhawan should not have played that sweep, and lot of things we'll talk about. But the thing we'll talk about is Quinton de Kock's good batting and Janeman Malan's good batting. Their opening stand of South Africa, which made them win. 132 runs. That was the opening stand. And then I talk about the third ODI. Australia have sealed the series, but third ODI was a thriller. And Deepak Chahar, my friend, he is emerging as one of the best all-rounder. He is emerging as a batting all-round, bowling all-rounder very quickly. South Africa again, they did good. Quinton de Kock scored a century. This time India were able to take wickets, but in the middle overs, but still 288, they couldn't score. People would say Deepak Chahar should not have taken that shot, should not have played that shot, but I am saying Deepak Chahar, if we forget that shot and if we rewind his whole innings, if we would not have played that innings, there was, no effect would have been happened from that shot. अगर दीपक चाहर वो 50 नहीं मारता, वो इतनी अच्छी इनिंग्स नहीं खेलता, तो शायद जो शॉट दीपक चाहर ने खेला आउट होने जिसमें वो आउट हुए उस शॉट से कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि इंडिया गेम के बहुत बाहर होती है. दीपक चाहर अगर पहले आउट हो जाते तो द गेम वाज ओवर. बट इट वाज अ क्लीन स्वीप एंड आफ्टर a very long time, I'm not sure, but maybe 1.5, 2 or 3 years, India has been clean swept in a limited over series. The last time India got clean sweep, I don't even remember. Maybe it was New Zealand ODIs in 2020, or maybe it was Australia ODIs. I don't remember at all. But disaster. So unforgettable tour for Indian cricket, and now we have West Indies tour coming up, which we have already talked about in the last video. So get ready and gear up for that, because it's the first tour after 5.5 years when Virat Kohli is a player, not a captain. He was a captain on this tour because he did captaincy on the test matches, but now he is not a captain and not a and only a player from now on, because Virat Kohli has signed off as test captain. We'll talk about this in later videos, but इस वीडियो के लिए इतना ही। अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो इस वीडियो को लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलिएगा। और अगर आप चाहते कि मैं ऐसे और नए नए वीडियोस लाता रहूं तो इस वीडियो में मैं एम करता हूँ 20 लाइक्स का, जल्दी से अगर अकाउंट दबा दीजिए। तो इस वीडियो में इतना ही, मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ एंड गुड बाय। सी यू सून, गुड बाय एंड स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ। जय हिंद।